Hey, moneymakers. Welcome back to Money Made Easy. Today we're diving into a story that sounds like something ripped from a Hollywood blockbuster, but it's playing out right now on the global stage. What if I told you one of the richest nations on Earth, swimming in oil wealth, could be on the brink of a historic economic crisis? And right in the middle of this looming chaos, Donald Trump just swooped in, potentially securing $600 billion in deals. This isn't just about geopolitics. It's about a colossal economy risking implosion, an agreement that could forever change the balance between Washington and the Middle East. For years, Saudi Arabia has desperately tried to reinvent itself, from an oil monarchy to a high-tech and tourism powerhouse, aiming to build a new Silicon Valley in the desert. But beneath that glittering surface, something was already breaking. We're talking about uncontrolled costs, fleeing foreign investors, growing deficits, and then the final blow. The price of oil plummeted after the Liberation Day announced by Trump, the clearest sign of this grave situation. The Saudi Ministry of Finance quietly revealed it borrowed $30 billion in the first quarter of 2025 alone, more money than it has ever borrowed in a single quarter in its entire history. It's an unprecedented negative record. But while the house is burning, in walked Donald Trump. President Trump landed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, bringing with him not just diplomats, but an astonishing squadron of CEOs: Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Alex Karp, Larry Fink, all sitting at the same table as the Gulf monarchs. It looked less like a diplomatic summit and more like a corporate retreat, a perfect blend of public power and private interests. And the visit paid off. Deals worth $600 billion between the United States and the Saudi Kingdom were signed. And the real winners? You guessed it. Not the American citizens, but the major shareholders of big tech, fossil energy, the defense industry, of course the Trump brand itself. Trump delivered one of the most strategic and respectful speeches ever heard from an American president directed at the Arab world. He's declaring grand intentions to build new cities together instead of bombing each other. Part of this massive agreement involves hundreds of billions of Saudi dollars flowing directly into the American economy. We're talking $142 billion for an unprecedented military deal. It's the largest in American history, covering everything from anti-missile systems to military communications. Elon Musk sealed a deal to expand Starlink. Jeff Bezos' Amazon signed a partnership with a Saudi AI company. NVIDIA is selling 18,000 chips. Another $20 billion is earmarked for a Saudi company to build AI infrastructure in the U.S., including data centers for technologies like OpenAI's ChatGPT. And then there are investments in autonomous vehicles, partnerships with Google, Oracle, Salesforce, AMD, Boeing, Uber. Another $80 billion. This isn't just defense or technology. It's infrastructure, energy, healthcare, manufacturing. This could be just the beginning of a completely new era for the petrodollar. Staggering capital flow of approximately $1.88 trillion pouring from the Middle East directly into America's coffers. Please remember that the information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Investing involves risk, and you could lose money. Economic forecasts and geopolitical analyses are inherently uncertain and involve significant risks. Individual financial decisions should always be based on thorough personal research, a clear understanding of your own risk tolerance, in consultation with qualified financial professionals. Why does Saudi Arabia need to buy influence abroad precisely when its domestic economy is collapsing? To understand this, we must return to the root problem: oil. When all your wealth depends on one thing, you are vulnerable to its every whim. Politically, oil doesn't create enough jobs. To curb unemployment, the government has had to invent public employment. Today, 2/3 of Saudi workers are paid by the state. This is a total dependency. For context, even in Norway, a country with high public employment, only 31% work for the state. The average for other countries is 18%. In short, in Saudi Arabia, oil pays for everything, but if the price drops, everything collapses. The break-even price of crude for the Saudi budget to balance is $110 a barrel, and the price today? Around $60. A disaster. Oil dominates everything in Saudi Arabia. 90% of exports, 80% of state revenues, and 40% of the entire GDP. That non-oil 60% of GDP actually depends almost entirely on the money the state reinvests from oil. It's an energy monoculture. If that pump stops, everything stops. Economically, this leads to the Dutch disease, where natural resource wealth damages other sectors of the economy, suffocating diversification. If global oil demand falls or prices remain low, the country is left exposed to an unstable market. To grasp oil price volatility, consider that between 2007 and 2011, the price per barrel doubled, halved, doubled again, and then collapsed in 2014. Even turning negative in 2020, it's a roller coaster that makes any rational economic plan impossible. Saudi Arabia has many costly projects on the table. In 2016, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman launched Vision 2030 to liberate the economy from oil. But today, with declining revenues and rising expenses, it looks more like a frantic race against time. Take King Abdullah, economic city, under construction for almost 20 years. It's envisioned to house 2 million people and 1 million jobs with $100 billion budget. It is only around 100,000 residents today. 2024, the company announced a capital restructuring to convert debt into equity, a clear sign of financial trouble. They've also poured billions into the video game industry, soccer, and sports, including the 2034 World Cup. And then there's Neom, a futuristic ecological city that, for many, resembles another incredibly expensive illusion. It's as if a group of super-rich teenagers took control of a sovereign wealth fund, buying everything cool without a sustainable strategy. To fund all this, especially after the pandemic, Riyadh tried to push oil prices to $100 a barrel, counting on OPEC+. But the plan failed. The US became a massive crude exporter through fracking, and other OPEC members cheated. Iraq, Kazakhstan, and the UAE overproduced. Angola even left the cartel. It's forced Saudi Arabia to cut its own production by 2 million barrels per day. It's the lowest since 2011. Less oil means less revenue, precisely when public spending for massive projects soars. It's clear the state budget is in crisis. If prices remain low, Goldman Sachs estimates a Saudi deficit of $67 billion for this year alone. While their debt is low, signals are worrying. CDS are at their highest since 2020. This all leads to a crucial point: the future of OPEC and the massive geopolitical bets involved. Even Iran benefits from instability that drives oil prices up. The war in Ukraine is connected. Higher oil prices fund Russia. Some analysts even suggest that helping Russia sell more oil would actually hurt them by driving prices down. In this complex puzzle of interests, Saudi Arabia is taking a huge risk. It has spent without discretion accumulated debt for superficial projects, and invested in billionaire dreams without a true strategy. To fund all this, especially after the pandemic, Riyadh tried to push oil prices to $100 a barrel, counting on OPEC+. But the plan failed. The US became a massive crude exporter through fracking, and other OPEC members cheated. Iraq, Kazakhstan, and the UAE overproduced. Angola even left the cartel. This forced Saudi Arabia to cut its own production by 2 million barrels per day, the lowest since 2011. Less oil means less revenue. Precisely when public spending for massive projects soars, it's clear the state budget is in crisis. If prices remain low, Goldman Sachs estimates a Saudi deficit of $67 billion for this year alone. While their debt is low, signals are worrying. CDS are at their highest since 2020. What do you think, moneymakers? Saudi Arabia really risking it all? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to Money Made Easy if you haven't already. We're here to help you navigate this complex economic uncertainty and protect your money for a more secure financial future. We'll see you very soon. Happy investing, everyone.